Our planet is a living tapestry, woven with the lives of countless animal species, each one playing a vital role in the intricate design of nature. In the wild, every creature is both a participant and a witness to the ongoing drama of survival, adaptation, and unexpected encounters. From the cautious gaze of a fox watching a herd of deer to the silent tension as a flock of birds takes flight at the approach of a predator, the animal world is a place of constant vigilance and surprise. The grace of a deer leaping through the undergrowth is matched only by the suddenness with which it must react to the unexpected, a fallen branch, a lurking shadow, or the distant call of a rival. The power of an elephant herd moving as one across the savannah can reshape the very landscape, toppling trees and forging new paths through the wilderness. The intelligence of primates is revealed in their problem-solving, their use of tools, and their complex social interactions, each moment a testament to the depth of animal consciousness. As the boundaries between habitats shift, where forest meets plain or river carves through jungle, animals are forced into new territories, often leading to unexpected and sometimes dramatic encounters. The edges of these worlds are places of tension, where the routines of one species can be disrupted by the sudden appearance of another. These encounters are not always peaceful. A startled animal may bolt into unfamiliar territory, while a predator's pursuit can send entire herds scattering in panic. Sometimes these meetings are sudden, chaotic, and fraught with danger. Rivers in flood, storms that drive animals from shelter, or the desperate search for food in a changing landscape. These are not gentle interactions, but moments of conflict and competition, born from the simple fact that all creatures must share the same space. Herds may break through natural barriers in search of safety or sustenance, triggering chain reactions that ripple through the ecosystem. The instinct to roam, to feed, or to migrate can lead animals into perilous situations, navigating cliffs, crossing rivers, or venturing into unknown territory. A wild boar searching for roots can transform a quiet forest floor overnight, leaving behind a landscape forever changed. A moose wandering onto a frozen river can find itself in a life-or-death struggle, the ice beneath its hooves as treacherous as any predator. These incidents remind us that the animal world is a web of connections, where every action has consequences for the wider community. The marks left behind, tracks in the mud, nests in unlikely places, are evidence of a world in constant motion, adapting to every challenge. The stories of these encounters are often startling and dramatic, filled with moments of courage, fear, and resilience. They are captured in the fleeting glance of a startled animal, the leap over a fallen log, or the tense standoff between rivals. We see deer leaping from rocky ledges, their forms silhouetted against the sky in a desperate bid for safety. Monkeys dart through tangled branches and across open clearings, always alert to the dangers that lurk nearby. Entire herds can bring the wild to a standstill, blocking mountain passes or halting at the edge of a deep ravine. These moments are more than just fleeting events. They are powerful evidence of the challenges animals face in a world of constant change. They reveal a global tapestry of struggle and adaptation as animals navigate the shifting boundaries of their world. These encounters highlight the urgent need to understand animal behavior and the consequences of their ever-changing territories. The challenge is not just about survival, it is about finding a sustainable balance within the animal kingdom itself. This story will explore the surprising and often shocking ways that animals collide with one another in their quest for survival. We will journey from forests where wild pigs reshape the land to grasslands where herds alter the very course of rivers. We will witness the dangers of migration, where unexpected encounters at river crossings can mean the difference between life and death. We will look at the ingenious ways animals adapt, using natural bridges, following ancient trails, and forging new paths through the wild. Ultimately, we seek to understand this complex web of relationships where every collision shapes the future of the animal world. By examining these dramatic collisions, we can learn how the animal kingdom strives for harmony, resilience, and survival in a world of endless change. The saga of wild boars in North America is a striking example of how a single species can reshape entire ecosystems. These formidable animals, with their bristly coats and powerful bodies, now roam vast stretches of the continent, leaving a trail of upheaval in their wake. Wild boars are not native to North America. Their presence here is the result of centuries-old introductions, and their impact has only grown more profound with time. The first wild boars arrived in the 16th century, brought across the ocean as a food source. Over generations, some escaped or were released, adapting quickly to the unfamiliar landscapes of forests, grasslands, and wetlands. For hundreds of years, their numbers remained relatively modest. But in the late 20th century, a dramatic shift occurred. Large numbers of wild boars were released or escaped from enclosures, and their populations surged, spreading rapidly across new territories. Today, wild boars are among the most widespread and destructive invasive species in North America. Their population is estimated at over 9 million, spanning more than 35 states, and their range continues to expand. Wild boars are built for survival. Adults can weigh anywhere from 75 to 400 pounds, with muscular bodies and sharp tusks that make them formidable in the wild. Their thick hides and dense fur protect them from harsh weather and predators alike. Despite their size, wild boars are astonishingly agile and fast. They can sprint at speeds up to 30 miles per hour, crashing through dense undergrowth and even breaking through barriers with ease. This speed and strength make them nearly impossible to contain once established in an area. Their reproductive abilities are equally impressive. A single sow can give birth to as many as 12 piglets in a year, and young females reach maturity quickly, allowing populations to multiply at an exponential rate. This explosive growth means that wild boar herds can quickly overwhelm entire landscapes. Their numbers can double in just a few years, outpacing any natural checks and making population control a daunting challenge. Wild boars are highly intelligent and primarily nocturnal. Most of their activity takes place under the cover of darkness, from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. This behavior allows them to avoid predators and detection, making them elusive and difficult to monitor. Their keen sense of smell and ability to root through soil enable them to find food in even the most challenging environments. Wild boars are true omnivores, consuming a vast array of foods. Their diet includes roots, tubers, fruits, seeds, insects, small animals, and even carrion. This adaptability allows them to thrive in forests, grasslands, wetlands, and agricultural areas alike. As they forage, wild boars uproot plants, trample crops, and disturb the soil, causing widespread destruction. Their feeding habits disrupt native plant communities, reduce biodiversity, and alter the structure of entire ecosystems. The wild boar problem is not limited to the United States. In Canada, populations that began with a few hundred escapees in the 1990s have exploded to an estimated 6 million by 2020, spreading across provinces and adapting to new environments. Wild boars are remarkably resilient, even in harsh northern climates. Their powerful snouts allow them to dig through snow and frozen ground in search of food, and their thick fur insulates them against the cold. The relentless foraging of wild boars leaves behind devastated farmland, eroded soil, and altered landscapes. Their impact is felt not only in lost crops and damaged terrain, but also in the disruption of native plant and animal communities. As wild boars continue to expand their range, their presence fundamentally transforms the environments they invade, creating a cascade of ecological consequences that ripple across North America. As wild boar populations continue to surge across vast rural landscapes, their presence leaves a trail of uprooted soil, trampled crops, and disrupted habitats. The challenge of managing these intelligent and adaptable animals has led to a technological arms race in the world of wildlife control, one that is as complex as it is controversial. Traditional hunting methods, once the primary means of population control, have proven insufficient against the boar's rapid reproduction and elusive behavior. In response, vast steel corral traps now dot the countryside, engineered to withstand the strength and cunning of entire sounders. These traps, some spanning 40 feet in diameter and rising 6 feet high, are designed to capture groups of 20 to 30 animals at once. Their construction is robust, with reinforced mesh and secure locking systems to prevent escape. The baiting process is a science in itself. Fermented corn, left to soak for up to a week, emits a pungent aroma that is irresistible to wild boars. The scent drifts on the wind, luring the animals from great distances and masking the metallic tang of the trap. Patience is key. For several nights the gates remain open, allowing the boars to come and go freely. This acclimatization period is crucial as it builds trust and ensures that the entire group feels safe within the enclosure. Advanced surveillance technology plays a pivotal role. Infrared cameras, motion sensors, and wireless monitoring systems track the boar's movements, providing real-time data on herd size and behavior without any human presence nearby. Only when the majority of the sounder, at least 80%, is inside, does the remote-controlled gate silently swing shut, ensuring a successful capture. This precision prevents the remaining animals from learning to avoid traps, maintaining the effectiveness of the strategy. Nighttime is when wild boars are most active, and technology has adapted accordingly. Thermal imaging and night vision systems allow for continuous, unobtrusive monitoring, revealing the secretive habits of these nocturnal creatures. The results of these efforts can be staggering. In some cases, coordinated operations have removed hundreds of wild boars in a matter of minutes, dramatically reducing local populations and offering temporary relief to embattled ecosystems. Yet, the scale and intensity of these interventions have sparked heated debates. The damage caused by wild boars is undeniable, but the methods used to control them raise difficult ethical and environmental questions. In some regions, proposals to introduce poison as a control measure have ignited fierce controversy. The idea of deploying toxins in the environment, even with the goal of protecting agriculture, is fraught with risk. Critics warn of unintended consequences. Poisons can harm non-target wildlife, contaminate soil and water, and inflict prolonged suffering on the boars themselves. The ripple effects through the ecosystem are difficult to predict and potentially devastating. The debate over how best to manage wild boar populations is a thorny one, pitting the urgent need to protect food supplies and native species against the imperative to minimize suffering and safeguard the environment. As technology advances and new methods emerge, the search for solutions remains as complex and contentious as ever. The economic impact of wild boars is staggering, a testament to their voracious appetites and destructive habits. In the state of Texas alone, these animals are responsible for an estimated $2.5 billion in damages every single year. They act like living rototillers, using their tough snouts and sharp tusks to plow through fields of valuable crops. Corn, soybeans, and wheat are among their favorite targets, and a single sounder can destroy an entire field in just a few nights. Across the entire United States agricultural sector, the annual losses directly attributed to wild boar activity are estimated to be around $34 million, a figure that continues to grow with their population. This destruction is not limited to the United States. In Canada, the financial toll is also climbing at an alarming rate. The annual damage caused by wild boars is estimated at 37 million Canadian dollars. Their impact is felt by farmers from the prairies to the woodlands, as these adaptable creatures thrive in a wide range of environments. They not only eat the crops, but also damage the soil itself, making it difficult for farmers to replant and recover their losses. The constant threat of a boar invasion forces farmers to invest in expensive fencing and control measures, adding another layer of financial burden to their operations. Beyond the fields of agriculture, wild boars inflict significant harm on natural ecosystems. Their rooting behavior, while natural for the species, is devastating to non-native environments. They tear up the forest floor, destroying the delicate undergrowth that provides food and shelter for many native animals. This disturbance can lead to soil erosion and harm the water quality of nearby streams and rivers. By competing for food sources like acorns, nuts, and roots, they put immense pressure on local wildlife populations, including deer, turkeys, and bears, disrupting the delicate balance of the natural food web. The environmental consequences extend even further. Because wild boars are omnivores that will consume carrion, they can become vectors for disease. By feeding on deceased animals, they can pick up and spread pathogens that are harmful to both domestic livestock and other wild animals. This risk of disease transmission is one of the reasons that, in places like Canada, the consumption of wild boar meat is not permitted, while control efforts, such as trapping and regulated hunting, have reportedly reduced the Canadian population and improved the ecosystem by 67%, the ongoing presence of these animals remains a serious and costly threat. On dark, winding highways and sunlit rural roads alike, the worlds of animals and vehicles collide in moments of chaos and confusion. The silent approach of a car, its headlights slicing through the night, often meets the uncertain steps of a wild creature venturing onto the asphalt, unaware of the danger that looms. Across continents, a vast array of animals find themselves at odds with the relentless flow of traffic. From the smallest fox to the largest moose, the road becomes a stage for sudden encounters, sometimes ending in a narrow escape, other times in a shattering impact. Consider the wild boar, a creature both cunning and powerful. Under the cover of darkness, it emerges from the brush, its eyes reflecting the glare of oncoming lights. The boar's sturdy frame and unpredictable movements make it a formidable obstacle for any vehicle. Fences and barriers are no match for its determination. With a sudden burst, the boar breaks through, dashing across the road, leaving behind only the echo of its hooves and the screech of tires. In some regions, entire groups of feral pigs roam the highways, their presence turning a quiet drive into a gauntlet. Vehicles swerve and brake, but the pigs, oblivious to the danger, continue their nightly migrations. The aftermath is often grim. Vehicles bear the scars of these encounters, crumpled metal, tufts of fur and shattered glass, marking the spot where animal and machine collided. The road is littered with reminders of these violent meetings as vehicles are towed away, their journeys abruptly ended by the force of nature. Larger animals like moose and deer bring an even greater sense of danger. A moose, towering and massive, steps onto the highway at dusk, its silhouette barely visible until the last moment. Deer, nimble and quick, dart across the lanes, their movements a blur in the headlights. When a moose is struck, the impact is catastrophic. The sheer weight and height of the animal can crush the front of a vehicle, leaving both animal and machine broken in the aftermath. Wildlife overpasses and underpasses offer a glimmer of hope, as animals cautiously use these safe passages to avoid the deadly roads. Deer, meanwhile, are notorious for their sudden appearances. Frozen in the glare of headlights, they hesitate, then leap, sometimes making it to safety, other times meeting the unstoppable force of a speeding vehicle. In rare and haunting moments, entire herds have been seen leaping from bridges, driven by panic and confusion, their bodies tumbling onto the hard surface below as vehicles pass by, unable to stop in time. Horses, too, can be startled by the roar of engines, bolting onto country roads in a desperate attempt to escape, only to find themselves in the path of oncoming vehicles. The danger is not limited to the countryside. In cities and suburbs, raccoons, foxes and coyotes slip through the shadows, crossing busy streets as cars rush past, their lives hanging in the balance with every crossing. Sometimes the road is crossed by the most unexpected of travellers, exotic animals escaped from enclosures or wandering far from their native habitats, their unfamiliar shapes startling drivers and other animals alike. In the wilds of Florida, monkeys have become a common sight along certain roads, their agile forms darting between vehicles, climbing signs, and foraging at the roadside. Their unpredictable movements turn a simple drive into a tense ordeal, as vehicles brake and swerve to avoid the quick, clever primates. Warning signs now dot the roadsides, a testament to the ongoing struggle between the wild and the mechanical, as animals adapt to the ever-present threat of passing vehicles. Each set of tracks across the asphalt tells a story of survival, of risk, and of the constant negotiation between the animal kingdom and the world of machines. The aftermath of these collisions is a landscape of twisted metal and fallen creatures, a stark reminder of the cost when animal instincts meet the unyielding speed of vehicles. For the animals, survival is rare, the road claims many, their bodies left as silent warnings to those who follow. The endless movement of vehicles and the timeless patterns of animal migration intersect again and again, each crossing a gamble with fate. The challenge remains to find ways for animals and vehicles to share the landscape so that the stories written on the roads are not always ones of loss. In response to the growing number of animal-vehicle collisions, governments and safety experts are turning to technology for solutions. In areas with high populations of wild boars, like South Carolina, officials have begun installing sophisticated artificial intelligence wildlife detection systems. These setups use cameras and advanced infrared sensors placed along the roadside. The artificial intelligence is trained to recognize the shape and movement of animals like pigs or deer. When an animal is detected near the highway, the system can automatically trigger warning signs to alert drivers, giving them precious extra seconds to slow down and avoid a potential collision. For unique challenges, such as the escaped monkey population in Florida, more creative measures are being considered. One proposed solution is the use of temporary road nets. These could be deployed in areas where the monkeys are known to be active, creating a physical but flexible barrier to prevent them from darting into traffic. Another idea involves GPS tracking apps. By monitoring the general location of the monkey troops, authorities could send real-time alerts to drivers' phones, warning them of animal activity in the immediate vicinity. These targeted approaches show how solutions can be tailored to the specific behaviors of different animals. The most effective and widely used solutions involve physically separating animals from the road. This is why there is a growing call for the construction of more wildlife-safe highways. These projects often include building dedicated wildlife overpasses, which are essentially green bridges covered in soil and vegetation that allow animals to cross over a busy highway safely. Underpasses or tunnels serve the same purpose, providing a safe corridor beneath the road. These structures, combined with extensive fencing that funnels animals toward the crossings, have proven to be highly effective in reducing collisions with large animals like moose, elk, and deer. Simple advice for drivers also plays a crucial role in preventing accidents. Authorities in rural areas often remind people to be extra vigilant, especially at dawn and dusk when many animals are most active. For animals like horses, which may be on the road with a rider, drivers are advised to slow down significantly and give them plenty of space, maintaining a distance of at least 15 feet. By combining high-tech detection systems, innovative physical barriers, and greater driver awareness, we can hope to make our roads safer for everyone and reduce the tragic toll of these animal-vehicle encounters. While collisions on the road are dangerous, accidents involving trains and animals are often far more severe. The thunderous approach of a train, unstoppable and immense, meets the silent, unpredictable world of wildlife in a clash that unfolds in mere seconds. The sheer mass and relentless speed of a train mean that any encounter with a large animal can unleash chaos. Metal screeches, wheels grind, and the landscape is suddenly transformed by the aftermath of a single fateful impact. In the vast Australian outback, kangaroos bound across the rails, their powerful legs propelling them into the path of oncoming trains. The tension builds as these iconic creatures, unaware of the danger, leap through the shimmering heat toward the tracks. When a train barrels down the line, the sudden appearance of kangaroos can bring everything to a standstill. The rails echo with the memory of collisions that have crippled entire routes, leaving the tracks eerily silent except for the distant thump of kangaroo tails. In a single year, hundreds of trains are halted, their journeys interrupted by the unpredictable movements of kangaroos. The tracks become a battleground between nature's instinct and the unstoppable force of steel. Sheep, too, wander onto the rails in dense, woolly flocks. Their presence turns the railway into a maze of obstacles, each animal oblivious to the distant rumble that signals approaching danger. In a single year, over 20 separate incidents unfold as sheep crowd the tracks, their confusion and panic amplifying the suspense. The aftermath is a haunting tableau, wool scattered across twisted rails, the silence broken only by the bleating of survivors. Near Germany's Landrucken tunnel, a high-speed train hurtles through the darkness, only to emerge into daylight and find a herd of sheep blocking its path. The collision is sudden, a force unimaginable, and the tracks are left scarred by the encounter. The aftermath is a landscape of twisted metal and shattered silence, the rails bearing the marks of a battle between machine and nature. Repairs stretch on for days, the memory of the collision lingering in the air. Even the most advanced trains are rendered powerless by the unpredictable movements of herd animals. The tracks, designed for speed and efficiency, become a stage for suspenseful encounters where nature refuses to yield. The list of animals drawn to the rails is long and varied, each species bringing its own unique tension to the tracks. From the cautious steps of deer to the bold crossings of wild boar, every encounter is a story of risk and survival. In the snowy silence near Norway's Vardø, deer slip through broken fences, their hooves crunching on the frosty gravel. The rails glisten and the air is thick with suspense as a train approaches, unaware of the danger ahead. In remote canyons, even donkeys find their way onto the tracks, their solitary figures casting long shadows as trains thunder closer, the outcome uncertain until the very last moment. The aftermath of these collisions is a testament to the raw power unleashed when nature and machine collide. Twisted metal, shattered rails, and the lingering presence of the animals tell a story of suspense and tragedy. Even the mightiest creatures are not spared. A 6,000-pound elephant, majestic and wise, can be felled in an instant by a speeding train. The impact is both a tragedy and a stark reminder of the fragile balance between the wild and the relentless advance of technology. The severity of these encounters has sparked a search for solutions, barriers and warning signs rising along the corridors where animal and train paths cross. Stronger, higher fences are being installed, designed to withstand the determination of even the largest animals. The hope is to keep the wild at bay, but the suspense remains. Will these measures be enough? Advanced sensors now scan the tracks, their silent vigilance ever present. These systems promise to detect the faintest movement, alerting the rails to the presence of wildlife before disaster can strike. With every alert, the suspense builds. a race against time as the train slows, the animals scatter and the tracks are cleared, if only for a moment, of the ever-present danger that comes when trains and wildlife meet. The animal kingdom is a realm of breathtaking drama, where every moment can be a matter of life and death. Sometimes these intense events are captured on camera, revealing the raw and unforgiving nature of life in the wild. Falls are a common peril. In 2024, a horse tragically slipped and fell 200 feet from a cliff in the Rocky Mountains, a stark reminder of the dangers of treacherous terrain. In another heart-wrenching scene, a mother wild boar could only watch as her tiny cubs were swept away by a powerful river in Montana, its current moving at a rapid 20 feet per second, far too strong for the young animals to fight against. However, not all falls are accidental or tragic. For some creatures, a dramatic plunge is a necessary part of survival. Emperor penguins living in the stark landscapes of Antarctica exhibit a remarkable behavior. To reach the sea and find food, they must often leave the high ice cliffs where they congregate. They do this by jumping, sometimes from heights of up to 50 feet, into the frigid ocean below. This shocking leap of faith is a calculated risk, a vital strategy for accessing their feeding grounds. It is a stunning example of how animals adapt to extreme environments in ways that can seem shocking to us. The animal kingdom is also a stage for intense conflict. Fights over resources, territory, and mates can be fierce and deadly, especially when they occur in precarious locations. Mountain goats and deer are known to engage in brutal battles on steep, rocky slopes. With their horns and antlers locked, they push and shove for dominance, where a single misstep can send one or both animals tumbling to their death. In the sky, the conflict is just as intense. A golden eagle, with a crushing grip force of 440 psi, was filmed snatching a 15-pound baby goat from a mountainside, a stunning display of a predator's power. Yet, alongside these moments of peril and predation, there are also incredible feats of navigation and teamwork. Elephants in Kenya's Masai Mara were observed carefully making their way down the steep, crumbling banks of the Sand River. The large, intelligent animals moved with caution and precision, demonstrating their ability to assess and navigate a challenging landscape. These captured moments, from a donkey falling into an Andean abyss to a penguin's daring dive, provide a powerful and unfiltered glimpse into the daily struggles and surprising capabilities of animals as they navigate the beautiful but often brutal realities of their world. Across the globe, animals of all kinds are navigating landscapes transformed by roads, railways, and fields. The stories of crop-destroying boars, highway-crossing moose, and train-stopping sheep reveal a world where animal journeys and daily lives are increasingly intersecting with the built environment. These moments, captured on camera, remind us that the natural world is ever-present, adapting and responding to the changes around it. The challenges faced by wildlife are intricate, shaped by shifting habitats, seasonal migrations, and the search for food and safety. There is no single, easy solution, but the resilience and adaptability of animals offer hope for a harmonious future. Addressing these challenges calls for creative approaches that blend technology with a deep respect for the rhythms of the wild. By observing animal behavior and understanding their needs, we can find ways to support their journeys and ensure their survival. Rather than simply reacting to accidents, we can proactively shape landscapes that welcome and protect wildlife. Designing natural corridors and safe crossings allows animals to move freely, reducing the risk of harm and fostering a sense of belonging in their own habitats. Along busy routes, innovative engineering solutions like overpasses, underpasses, and protective fencing create safe spaces for animals to cross, minimizing dangerous encounters and preserving migration paths. These wildlife bridges and tunnels, surrounded by native plants and natural features, have proven to dramatically reduce collisions and reconnect fragmented habitats, giving animals a safe passage through the world. For smaller, elusive creatures, advanced detection systems using artificial intelligence and infrared sensors can alert animals to danger, guiding them away from harm and giving them a better chance to thrive. In areas where wild animals are drawn to the edges of human settlements, thoughtful management of food sources and natural habitats can help keep them safe and reduce the risk of conflict, allowing them to flourish in their own environments. Simple cues in the environment, like natural warning signals and learned migration paths, can make a significant difference, helping animals avoid danger and maintain their ancient traditions. When it comes to invasive species, restoring balance is a delicate process. By nurturing native plants and supporting the return of indigenous animals, ecosystems can heal and regain their natural harmony. Managing populations such as wild boars requires a careful science-based approach that respects the well-being of all creatures, ensuring that every species has a place in the ecosystem. Humane monitoring and research are essential, allowing us to understand animal movements and needs and to support their lives with compassion and care. Preventing new invasions means safeguarding natural borders and supporting healthy, resilient habitats where native species can thrive undisturbed. The ultimate goal is a vibrant, balanced ecosystem, one where every animal, plant and habitat is given the chance to recover and flourish, restoring the beauty and diversity of the natural world. Coexistence means sharing the land, the water and the air, and recognizing that every animal has a role to play in the tapestry of life. It means embracing wildlife as an essential part of the landscape, not as a problem to be solved, but as neighbors to be respected and cherished. It calls for patience, understanding, and a willingness to adapt, mirroring the resilience shown by animals themselves as they navigate a changing world. The dramatic moments caught on camera, falls, close calls, and narrow escapes remind us of the challenges animals face and the urgent need to create safer, more welcoming spaces for all. These images inspire hope, showing that with thoughtful action and respect, the crossroads between animal worlds can become places of connection, not conflict, a future where all creatures move freely and safely side by side in a world we truly share. Gap 2S. As cities sprawl and skylines rise, animals are quietly rewriting the rules of survival. In the heart of the urban jungle, wildlife faces a maze of concrete, glass and noise, a world far from the forests and fields they once called home. Yet against all odds, many species are not just surviving but thriving by adapting in remarkable ways. Gap 2S. Watch as a raccoon nimbly scales a brick wall, its clever paws prying open a rooftop vent. In the shadows, foxes wind through alleyways, their keen ears tuned to the rhythms of the city, the hum of traffic, the rustle of trash bins, the distant calls of birds nesting on high-rise ledges. Pigeons swirl through the air, weaving between buildings with the same precision they once used to dodge cliffs and trees. Gap 2S. Urban animals develop new routines, shifting their activity to quieter hours, dawn and dusk, when the city slumbers. Their diets evolve too. Crows crack open discarded nuts and scavenge snacks, using tools and teamwork to unlock hidden food sources. Squirrels leap from balcony to balcony, caching acorns in rooftop gardens and planter boxes. Gap 2S. Survival in the city demands sharp senses and quick thinking. Some animals, like coyotes, learn to read traffic lights and wait for safe crossings, blending caution with boldness. Owls and bats hunt under the cover of night, using streetlights to spot prey that scurries along the edge of sidewalks and parks. Gap 2S. Nesting sites shift from hollow trees to building crevices, storm drains, and even traffic lights. Swifts and swallows build homes beneath bridges and overpasses, while opossums find shelter in abandoned pipes and sheds. Each adaptation is a testament to their resourcefulness. Gap 2S. Social dynamics change too. Flocks of starlings gather in swirling murmurations above city squares, their movements choreographed against the backdrop of neon lights. Some animals form new alliances, like urban otters fishing together in canals or sparrows sharing scraps in crowded courtyards. Gap 2S. These urban survivors teach us that life finds a way, even in the most unlikely places. Their stories unfold in silence and shadow, captured by hidden cameras and unseen by most. Each clever adaptation, each moment of resilience shapes a new chapter in the ancient relationship between animals and the world around them. Gap 2S. In the city's constant motion, wildlife learns, adapts, and endures, reminding us that every corner, every rooftop, and every patch of green holds a story of survival. The city may never sleep, but neither do the creatures who call it home. Gap 2S. As the sun slips beneath the horizon and city lights flicker to life, a hidden world awakens. The night belongs to the creatures who thrive in darkness, urban wildlife whose greatest strength is their ability to move unseen. Gap 2S. In the hush of midnight, raccoons emerge from shadowy alcoves, their masked faces illuminated by the soft glow of street lamps. Sensitive whiskers guide their way as they navigate narrow ledges and scale fences with silent precision. Their dexterous paws pry open containers and crevices, uncovering nighttime feasts missed by day dwellers. Gap 2S. Bats swoop through the cool air, weaving between lamplight and tree canopies. Their echolocation clicks bounce off brick walls and glass towers, mapping a three-dimensional maze above sleeping streets. Each insect caught on the wing is a testament to their aerial acrobatics and finely tuned senses. Gap 2S. In quiet parks and overgrown lots, foxes slip through the undergrowth, their eyes reflecting the moon's pale shine. With acute hearing, they pick up the faintest rustle, an unseen mouse, a beetle scurrying beneath fallen leaves, or the flutter of moths drawn to a flickering bulb. Gap 2S. In the stillness, owls glide silently from rooftop to rooftop. Their wings, edged with soft fringes, allow them to hunt without a sound. Perched atop a lamppost, they scan for movement below, talons poised for a swift strike. Gap 2S. The city's nightscape becomes their hunting ground, each alley and courtyard a potential larder. Under bridges and along canal banks, otters slip into the water, their movements leaving barely a ripple. They hunt in teams, using chirps and whistles to coordinate. Gap 2S, fish, frogs and crustaceans are unearthed from the murky depths. Their nighttime activities perfectly timed to avoid daytime disturbances. Even insects join the nocturnal chorus. Moths dance around neon signs, while crickets and katydids fill vacant lots with their rhythmic calls. Gap 2S. Spiders spin intricate webs in the quiet hours, their silken traps catching the unsuspecting travelers of the night. The challenges of urban darkness are many: blinding headlights, sudden noise, unpredictable predators. But for these creatures, the cloak of night offers both refuge and opportunity. Gap 2S. Their eyes grow wide to capture every glimmer of light, their ears attuned to the faintest sound. Scent trails and vibrations guide them where sight cannot. As dawn approaches, the nocturnal city begins to fade. Gap 2S. Shadows retreat and the night survivors slip back into their shelters, rooftop dens, hollow pipes and leafy hideaways, waiting for the next cycle. Their world, invisible to most, is a masterpiece of adaptation and resilience. In every city when darkness falls, an ancient rhythm continues. Gap 2S. The night shift begins and the secrets of survival play out beneath the stars, proof that the wild never truly sleeps. Gap 2S. As the city's lights dim and the nocturnal world awakens, a silent language pulses through the shadows. Animals, though unseen by human eyes, are in constant conversation, sharing subtle signals and urgent warnings that can mean the difference between safety and peril. Gap 2S. In the tangled undergrowth, a rabbit freezes mid-hop, its nose twitches, catching the faintest scent of a fox on the wind. With a thump of its hind feet, it sends a rapid vibration through the earth, alerting others hidden nearby. Instantly, a ripple of stillness spreads, bodies pressed close to the ground, hearts thudding as the message of danger travels through the warren. Gap 2S. High above, a flock of pigeons perched on a ledge shift in unison. One bird, spotting a shadow gliding across the moonlit sky, lets out a sharp coo. The sound is brief but unmistakable, a warning of a silent owl on the hunt. The flock bursts into flight, wings beating as one, vanishing into the night before the predator can strike. Gap 2S. In the labyrinth of alleyways, a family of raccoons explores a discarded crate. Suddenly, the matriarch emits a low, guttural growl. The kits freeze, whiskers quivering. The warning is clear. Danger is near, and it's time to remain unseen. They retreat into the darkness, melting away before the threat emerges. Gap 2S. Down by the water's edge, otters slip beneath the surface, chirping and whistling in a rapid series of calls. These sounds aren't just for coordination. They're also sentinels, alerting each other to ripples or disturbances that signal a lurking predator. A single alarm call, sharp and urgent, sends the group diving for cover among tangled reeds. Gap 2S. In the air, bats emit high-pitched squeaks, their ears tuned to echoes bouncing off every object. When a sudden, unexpected sound, a branch snapping or a distant shriek, cuts through the regular rhythm, bats alter their flight paths instantly, moving as a unit away from the potential threat. Gap 2S. Even insects join this chorus of warnings. Ants, sensing vibrations from heavy footsteps above, release chemical pheromones that spread rapidly through the colony. In an instant, workers abandon their exposed trails, retreating underground until danger passes. Gap 2S. Throughout the city's wild corners, a language without words unfolds each night. Tails flick, feathers ruffle, bodies tense or scatter, all part of a complex code evolved for survival. These messages travel faster than sound, carried by scent, sight, and instinct. Gap 2S. In this hidden network, every creature plays a part. Warnings weave through the darkness, connecting hunters and hunted in a delicate balance. It's a reminder that even in the heart of the city, the wild finds ways to speak and to listen. Gap 2S. As the night deepens, the communication continues, unseen but vital. Each warning call, each subtle signal is a testament to the intricate web of life that thrives when the world sleeps. As dawn approaches and the city's pulse slows, a different kind of marvel lies hidden just beneath our feet and above our heads, the astonishing engineering of the animal world. Here, in the quiet spaces between concrete and chaos, creatures shape their own environments with designs both ancient and ingenious. Beneath a patch of urban grass, a labyrinth sprawls unseen. Moles, with their powerful forelimbs, excavate intricate tunnel networks, passageways that twist and branch, forming secure highways for food storage and escape. Each chamber is carefully reinforced, walls pressed smooth with damp earth, ensuring stability even after heavy rains. Above ground, the only sign is a small mound, belying the vast complexity below. In a shaded corner of the park, a colony of ants works in perfect synchrony. Grains of soil are ferried, leaf fragments meticulously arranged. Their underground city boasts air shafts for ventilation, nurseries for the young, and fungus gardens cultivated with precision. Every tunnel and chamber is mapped by invisible trails of scent, a testament to collective intelligence. Near the city's edge, a flash of silver fur signals the presence of a beaver at work. With powerful jaws, it fells branches and drags them across the water. Each stick is placed with care, woven together with mud to form a sturdy dam. The rising pond behind the dam creates a safe haven, protecting the beaver's lodge, a domed fortress with underwater entrances, warm and dry even in winter's chill. Every angle, every gap is calculated to withstand the force of rushing water. High above, a weaver bird flutters from branch to branch. With nimble beak and tireless effort, it threads blades of grass into a hanging nest, a delicate basket that sways but never falls. The structure is not only a cradle for future generations, but also a masterpiece of balance and tensile strength, resisting wind and rain. In a hidden crevice, a spider spins its web. Each silken strand is laid with mathematical precision, forming a spiral trap of astonishing strength and flexibility. The web glimmers with dew at dawn, a fleeting sculpture designed to capture the day's first meal. And deep within the city's oldest trees, squirrels hollow out cozy dens. Bits of bark, leaves and moss are packed tightly, creating soft, insulated nests that shelter against storms and predators alike. From the smallest insect to the largest rodent, animals are master builders, engineers who shape, adapt and innovate with every generation. Their creations are not just shelters, but solutions to the challenges of survival. These silent architects remind us that ingenuity is woven through the fabric of nature, manifesting in forms both humble and extraordinary. As sunlight filters through the city canopy, the legacy of animal engineering endures, quiet, resourceful, and endlessly inventive.